Hello, and welcome to this brief overview of Arbortext Content Manager, a key component of the PTC dynamic publishing system. Based on industry-proven core PTC technology, Arbortext Content Manager is a natural companion to Arbortext Editor that enables authors to create structured documents in a collaborative and controlled environment. Let's begin our tour from the perspective of a publications professional that's using Arbortext Editor to create and manage a software user guide. You can see that the user has access to Arbortext Content Manager from directly within the editor environment. In fact, as this demonstration progresses, you'll see that the author can perform many of the most common operations without ever leaving the editor, giving the user a sense of a unified, immersive environment where frequently used commands are only a mouse click away. One of the advantages of creating XML documents in the Arbortext editor is that the author can be assured that the document is structured according to predefined company standards that are embodied in the document type definition. Working in concert with the Arbortext editor, Arbortext Content Manager extends this important concept to the collaborative authoring environment by bursting documents at XML tag boundaries into customer-defined, reusable components. Once the bursting process is complete, our user guide is now a dynamic document that references each of its components. This bursting process means that each object can now be managed separately, leading to some significant productivity improvements. One example of this is reuse. Let's assume that the author wants to replace the old legal notice in the current document with the most current legal and copyright information. Traditionally, this was done by copying and pasting the text into the document. With a dynamic document linked to Arbortext Content Manager, we simply locate the standard piece of text and insert a reference to the new text in our document. Reuse by reference is a powerful way of making sure that there's only one copy of the text in the system that is referenced by all documents. If the text is updated, each document can be simply republished to the latest configuration and it will be instantly updated. Another benefit of working with document components is that it allows the concurrent collaborative authoring of the document, such that the creation of content can be shared amongst a number of contributors. In this case, our user will search for the chapter on tools that has been created and checked in by someone else. Now we can simply incorporate that work into our dynamic document. Note that in addition to standard attribute-based searching, Arbortext Content Manager also supports keyword searching, allowing a user to search for documents or document components based on text contained within the document. The final change we will make is to pick a corporate logo from the Arbortext Content Manager library and add it to our document. Managing images like this in Arbortext Content Manager ensures that we use the most up-to-date, approved image and that we adhere to the corporate branding guidelines. As we complete our task and check the newly created work into Arbortext Content Manager, it's worth noting that the system architecture is scalable and suitable for both small work group and for massive corporate deployment that demand the management of many thousands or hundreds of thousands of documents. The system is optimized for the management of large numbers of objects in both a local area and wide area network. Now let's leave the Arbortext editor and look at the system using a web browser. Arbortext Content Manager is web from the ground up, so the only software your employees will need to access the system is a standard web browser. Authentication and user management is implemented using LDAP, allowing Arbortext Content Manager to link into your existing employee directory for user and password management. Once authenticated, the system uses access control to ensure that I can only see the information that I'm authorized to see. Browsing to our documentation library, we can now see the user guide that we just created. Note that the complete document structure is seen in Arbortext Content Manager exactly as it was defined in the editor. Arbortext Content Manager provides many of the features that have made the web such a versatile and ubiquitous tool. One such example is the use of discussion forums. Here I can create a discussion that is related specifically to the user guide. This is an invaluable tool for collecting much of the informal communication that occurs as a document is being created. All documents in Arbortext Content Manager are fully access controlled and lifecycle managed. Each document has a life cycle, and within that life cycle, a life cycle state. The life cycle state reflects the state of maturity of the document. For example, is a document in a draft state, released, or withdrawn? Here we demonstrate the use of the promote action to request a peer review of the new user guide before promotion to a released state. The review and approval process is driven by powerful and flexible workflow processes that assign tasks to participants in the process. A workflow assigned task appears in a user's assignments list on their personal homepage. From the assignments list, it's one click to access the task. In this case, the user is being asked to review the user guide. Because not all users will have access to an XML editor, such as the Arbortext editor, the XML document has been automatically published by the system into the popular PDF format. This publishing was performed transparently to the end user by the third component of the PTC dynamic publishing system, the Arbortext Publishing Engine. Arbortext Content Manager and Arbortext Publishing Engine work together to manage the transformation of raw XML documents and images into finished documentation in a variety of formats ready for distribution. Arbortext Content Manager comes with built-in tools for viewing PDF files, and with the addition of the markup module, represents a complete solution for the integrated review and markup of work-in-progress documentation. Thank you for taking the time to review this short demonstration. And this concludes our overview of some of the many features that are available in the all-new Arbortext Content Manager.